Good morning, Jessica. Okay, for you it's not good morning, sorry. Good evening, Jessica. Thank you for joining me today. Can you please introduce yourself and say who you are, what kind of music you make, and maybe why you make it?
Okay, well, my name's Jessica. Stage name is Doll Klaw. The music I make is very like synth pop, like dark wave-ish inspired. Just a bunch of synth in it. What was the other question?
Um, where you coming from musically?
Oh, okay,
I mean,
yeah,
you already answered what you're doing, but usually people don't fall from the sky, and there is a background where steps to
yeah,
get to where you
totally.
are.
Okay. Well, I mean, the beginning steps, I suppose, would be from like school. The earliest I was able to start band in like school. Like I used to play alto sax from like third grade into like high school and was like in choir and stuff like that. And then I started different bands in high school, like mainly just as a vocalist.
Hmm.
But I never like actually made like the like composition of the songs. I would just do like, the vocals and the lyrics. That's it. And I was, in and out of like different bands that were like short lived. And then there was a time period where I wasn't doing anything with music. But because I had always relied on other people to like, supply me with the songs and everything and like so I never thought that I was capable of like making music myself.
Hmm.
So that's how Doll Klaw started. I just started, messing around with my keyboard and I was like, well, like why not, like and so that's how that began. And I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so you started out learning the sax as a child,
Yeah.
or a younger you, and when you sang in bands and projects, but never did your own thing until you're self-taught on the keyboard.
Yes,
Okay.
with everything. Like I growing up I always messed around with the keyboard, and then in high school I messed around with like the acoustic guitar, was not good at it. So then I jumped to the bass guitar, which I was much better with because I
Hmm.
like doing like riffs and moving my fingers around.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, everything self-taught aside from the sax,
Hmm.
which I don't
So
incorporate for some
as you
reason.
just mentioned that you were playing messing around with the bass guitar, on Odin, your song Odin. Did you play the
Yeah,
bass
yeah.
as well? Because there
Yeah, it's
seems
all
a
me.
live bass in it. Okay, okay. Yeah,
That's all me.
yeah,
All
I
me.
see, I see. So basically, Doll Claw is now your own your solo project. So where you make the
Yes,
music you want to do, and the way you can do it at the moment. So.
exactly. Yeah, because it's great like being a solo artist because like you have the freedom to like do whatever you want to do versus like when you're in a band and it's kind of like everybody has their opinion and like, oh, well, we like this lyric, but not this, or you know what I mean? But
Yep.
then it's also like the downfall, kind of like the bittersweet thing because I don't get to bounce off ideas from other people.
Hmm.
So it's like sometimes I kind of miss that, but then I like the freedom, but I like it
Yeah,
in
it
the
has
end of
its
the day.
pros and cons. It has its good thing, and
Yes.
the problem I often hear from single artists or from solo artists is you know to first of all, you're kind of in a bubble. You need some people to to guide you sometimes if it's good
Yeah,
or not.
exactly. No, yeah, that's 100% correct. Like sometimes it's like, well, all the times it's like I'm writing the song and then I'm just like, well, hopefully other people will like it, like hopefully it's good. And
Hmm.
then I just like
So,
put
so,
it out.
so, maybe let's stay there. How do you get to the point? You know, okay, I can give you my opinion because as a solo artist, first of all, you should make the music you want to do. That's the freedom
Oh,
you have.
totally. It just comes out on its own. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
So,
Yeah.
so in a way, it doesn't really matter what the others think
Yeah.
until at least you like it. If you like it, and there is a good chance, that you're not so obscure, or even you can be obscure because today, everyone can make music, and you can make your own kind of brand of it, and you do.
Oh
So
yeah,
if you
there's
like
space
it.
for everyone.
Exactly. Other ones can like it. I just checked your Spotify account, and you're big in Mexico, and as far as I know, you're living in LA because I messed up the time zones yesterday. So yeah, I tried to connect with
It's
you
all
yesterday.
good.
I was like, yeah, where is she? And yeah, I got it wrong. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, my point is, you're making a special brand of music, and you
Yes.
only make this kind of music, and you're big in Mexico. So, but my question to you is, because now that you don't have a band to bounce off your ideas, how do you decide to when a song is finished, or when because you can play around a lot and add things or subtract and stuff? How do
Yeah.
you decide when a song is finished?
Well, I mean, like when I'm even writing a song, period, it's just going off of like feeling, you know what I mean? Like I like follow one note and then feel it to the next note. So it's just kind of just like following like my gut and like my intuition
Hmm.
and being like, because like sometimes I could already hear how the song sounds like completed in my head, and I'm just trying to like translate it from my brain into like physical, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I don't know, I just feel it. I'm like, yep, that's how it's supposed to sound, and simple as that.
Okay, your ego is big enough to say, okay, now it's finished, kind of.
Yeah, and like you know, there's times where I've like recorded a song and it was supposed to be on the EP, and I just decided like, nope, like we're not adding that, and just like not necessarily put it in the trash, but like not now. Like, you know
Shelve
what
it
I mean? Like
for
saved it
for a
for
way, exactly.
exactly. But you
Save it
have
for
to
later.
like yeah, you have to be able to like realize that sometimes it's like, not every song needs to be released. I don't know. It depends, you
Okay.
know.
Okay, so you're really following your gut basically,
Yes,
and whatever feels
exactly.
right and correct, you do.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. No, I mean this is how it should be. It's kind of because okay, we're gonna talk about this in a moment as well. But because once you play this live, and okay, maybe let's talk about it right away. Because for me, the important thing is you can kind of feel if a person is really standing behind the music or not. Even
Hmm.
this doesn't mean I need to like every song, but if you convey that is really your stuff, and you're standing full behind it, then even if I don't like the music so much, I would, kind of swept away by it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like when you're watching like a live performer, like something about just being on stage, like if they're not feeling it, you could like feel that from them, or if they're like into it and like vibing, then you're like, oh, and then you start like in your system, you start to like, feel comfortable and like also get into it when you see that they're into it. So
Exactly,
like that,
exactly.
yeah.
Sometimes
Hmm.
it's just, some performers you can see is just going through the motion, and yeah, hey,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, this is, the song, and
Yeah,
not feeling it.
but it's obvious, or at least I don't know. Some
And and
people
and,
would
and
pick
what
that
what I
up.
meant is also, when even I mean, you have your the genres you like, and I have, my genres I like, but even stuff I don't like, if it's presented well live, I get into it. Like, I would
Hmm.
never seek out a reggae concert, but if I would happen to get in one, I think I would be swept away if they are doing it. If they're really feeling it, and if the energy is there. But I would not go
Yeah.
where on.
And then, I mean, I tell people too, like, because people ask me, like, oh, like, what genre, do you like or whatever. But like I feel like at the end of the day, like good music is good music also, you know what I mean? Like
Yes,
a
exactly.
good movie is a good movie. Like
Hmm.
if it's
Hmm.
good, it's good, you know? So
Exactly, exactly. I mean, this is the whole reason we are talking, because I found, your latest song "Inside," where you had also this cool video. Um,
uh,
this it really clicked with me, and it was like, wow, this is really well done. So
thank
yeah, yeah,
you.
this is the fun stuff I can do. I only talk with people I want to talk to, and the reason I want to talk to them is because I like their music. So for me, this is my little pet project, and the fun of it to
Well,
see
thank you for
who's.
asking me to
Yeah,
do this.
thank you for making the music. I want to ask you for. No, I mean, this is always what I'm a little radio DJ, as you know, and I only play songs I like, and usually the songs I play, I become fan of a band, and want to inquire more. So yeah, thank you for having time for me.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
let's stay with a live aspect for a moment.
Okay.
So how long is Doll Klaw your project around? Because I'm asking because we are in a strange situation at the moment, and I guess there is no live play at LA at the moment. But have you performed your stuff live? That's my question.
Oh yeah. Yes. So Doll Klaw
Mm.
has been performing live for about, I want to say, like 2 years,
Okay.
about
Hmm. I mean, you should
maybe a
you should
little,
know. You
maybe a little more. No, I'm
it's,
so bad with like
it seems like
my
you're asking
memory
me.
is shit. No, I'm like, no, my memory is shit. That's
Okay,
why.
okay, no problem.
2 to 3 years. Let's go
Hmm.
with that.
Hmm.
Um, anywho, but yeah, when I started performing, it, it was very like avant-garde. I didn't even realize that I was doing like performance, like art, you know what I mean? Because people would be like, "Oh yeah, like you're like, the art performer," and
Hmm.
I would be like, "I am." Like I didn't know that I was, because I wasn't trying to, but I guess I just naturally, the
Hmm.
style and the way that I was performing, I guess that's just what it was. But yeah, like I would I would get these two cartons, right? A almond milk carton that
Okay,
looked that looked very similar to a bleach bottle carton. They look
okay.
very similar in size and everything. And what I would do, I would get the almond milk carton
Hmm.
and empty out the milk and put in fake blood in the carton, right?
Okay.
Then I would remove the almond milk stickers and place the Clorox bleach stickers on it.
Ooh.
And then I would use and then I would use that like during like a bridge for like Odin or whatever. I forgot what songs I would use it for. During the bridge of the song, like I would like grab the jug of this bleach,
Hmm.
and I would pretend to like drink it and then like spit out like the fake blood. And so stuff like that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
would pretend to
your
like
usual stuff. I see.
yeah, the norm, the
Yeah, yeah, you know
usual.
what you see every day, just nothing special.
This is
Okay, no, but
but
go on. What
huh?
what else are you
Oh.
doing? Because it sounds like, yeah, I can get the point now that it's kind of artsy performance.
Yeah, that's how it definitely was like more so because it would just be me and my laptop, and I would just plug in my laptop for like an aux cord and then
Hmm.
just jump around and be all weird and stuff and like choke myself with like the mic cord and like it was very out there. But now I'm trying to like be more like polished. It's like the new era of Doll Claw,
I see.
Like I
Hmm.
have a drummer now. I have, someone playing keys for me, and so
So you
trying to be
really
more legit.
you okay. I mean, it's not legit. I mean, this is if you take it all, this is all art, and this is kind of
Yeah.
performing art, and in a way you kind of you have a musical painting and you bring it to life.
Totally.
And the worst thing, and I mean this honestly, for an artist is that people say, "Oh yeah, it was a nice song, it didn't faze me, it didn't, you have." It was fine, kind of. This is
Yeah, no,
the
I
worst
mean,
thing.
I still get down when I perform. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But I haven't brought the blood out in a minute. It's been a minute.
Okay, I see. Yeah, it's a little bit messy. You have to wash all your clothes and stuff, and
Um, yeah, and I would feel bad too because I would perform at like art galleries or different like venues in LA, and I would always clean it up after like the fake blood from the floor and everything. But I felt bad making a mess. There's like fake blood on the wall. I'm just like sorry, like, but I'm trying to. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to be like more like appealing to like a broader audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to freak them out so much, so that
Too much, just a little bit.
yeah, exactly. I think you know, I think what I think you did was in the beginning you don't have had such a big following, so kind of you made a splash with, I mean, literally a splash with the blood, because people
But
would
then,
talk about it,
uh-huh.
and now you kind of more want to people focus more on the music, and you kind of step back a little bit, so that it's not just the show stuff. Oh, did I lose you? Hello. Hello. I'm gonna stay a little bit on and see if she can reconnect. This would be a very short talk otherwise. Let's see. Can you reconnect? Okay, so she's trying to reconnect, and I hope this will work. Sorry for this silence. I can talk a little bit about what I know from Doll Klaw. There's not much. That's why yeah. One of my questions will be the name. I would like to know where the name came from. What? Why? I mean, I have a feeling where this will go, but and the other one I can tell you is that I really enjoy Inside. It has also a nice video. I want to talk who did. I mean, I know who did the video, but how it all came to pass and stuff. And yeah, it's a more polished song. So I also would inquire on how she mixed and mastered her music. But yeah, this is all questions I would like to ask her, if she can make it back. Do 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 do. Yeah, so without somebody to talk to, I don't have so much to say, because yeah, I want to make it all about her, of course. So we see she has a few releases. Yep. The last one is Inside, of course, and then there's No Death 2019 and Battery Tongue from 2018. Not sure what her issue is at the moment. I would like to place, there she is, some of the music, but it's not always easy. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What happened?
I don't know. I was talking and then it just stopped. I don't know.
Okay, if you want to ghost me, let me know beforehand.
No,
You know.
I would never. I would never.
Yeah, we had such a lovely conversation. It was like, okay, what do I say now? I was talking. Okay, this I'm gonna ask you, and this I'm gonna ask you, and then I looked over your stuff, to kind of fill the time because I let the camera roll basically. Anyway, so we were.
Sorry.
No problem. It happened. So we were talking about your live performances, and now you kind of tone it down a little bit so that the audience appreciates more the music, and I think you're still kind of jumping around and stuff. So
Yes.
Where did these theater antics come from? Did you have some background in this? Because you're not.
Yeah. I definitely was inspired by a lot of like drag performers and how like drag performers they just like own it when they're on stage. Like they don't give no fucks. They're just like out there like being who they want to be, whether it may be weird to some people or not. You know what I'm saying? Like that definitely inspired me a lot to just like own it and just be as weird as I want to be. You know what I mean? But yeah, and aside from that, just like punk artists, like screamers and like stuff like that. Like it's just a combination of stuff. But yeah, but then also like Edith Piaf too, with like hand movements and stuff.
Okay,
So
no, Edith Piaf, that's cool.
yeah.
Okay, so and it seems like as I get to know you now a little bit, you don't have any stage fright, or you just are you a natural performer? It seems like you're like, yeah, I'm here, I'm owning the stage.
This is my stage.
Yeah, get out, beep. You beep. You okay?
Watch me.
Exactly. I'm here. I'm here.
Well, actually, I wasn't always like this. The first time outside of school, like performing, when I think I was like 16. My vocal coach invited me to perform at this like jazz club in Pasadena. And he was like, "Oh, come through, do At Last by the James." And I totally bombed it. I was like stiff, like as a board, and just like lost my place. Because especially with jazz music, like the musicians will just like go off into a solo, on their own when they're feeling it. And then you have, as a vocalist, you have to like keep up with where they are, in the song, and then know when to jump back in. And I was just, I couldn't do it. I was just like, and then the musicians, the band members, they were like kind of like, like they were like trying to like lead me back. Yeah, but so I went from being like that to in the other bands I was in when I was like 18, 19. I was still working with like my performing skills. I was still like not comfortable, tried, and then just recently I just learned how to just like who cares, you know?
No, absolutely. So it sounds for me like you went from shoegaze, very nothing, to the other extreme, and now the pendulum kind of gets into the middle,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
all about
find your
balance.
exactly you find your
Yes.
way now, your equilibrium. So the balance
Ooh,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, just I know words.
Yeah, exactly. But it definitely was like a working process, But yeah, it was just like my journey, I guess. My own.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's fine. You kind of um, it's always as I see art. It's always a work in progress. You're always kind of you're learning more. You're getting better. You're shedding other things, and try out things. By the way, you said you have now a real band, kind of, or so. Is it a real band, or are you still kind of a solo artist who kind of takes people for the performance, or are they
Yeah, yeah,
involved in
yeah. It,
writing the
it's
music? Ah, okay.
yeah, it's me. They
Hmm.
help me with like live performances and like in the studio, like my drummer is the person doing the percussion. For at least the newest EP that's being released. Um Prior to that, like Battery Tongue, that was 100% on me, like, me
Hmm.
playing like each, like drum percussion at a time. It took forever because I couldn't like master doing the percussion like on the computer, like so it was like perfectly timed. So I would have to like do each take all over again if I fucked up, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But it was so frustrating because I'd be like, oh yeah, halfway into the song, bam,
Hmm.
ah.
Hmm. You,
But
you know
anyway, so yeah.
where's like a piano roll or something where you can kind of schedule things. You don't have to play everything on your own. But I guess you figured this out as you went
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, no, no, yeah. So like with this like latest EP, I actually went into the studio, you know, brought in Adrian, my drummer, and then Oscar, who is now helping me live with playing the keyboard. He did help with like a couple of like synth bass parts in
Hmm.
the song. And then in Inside, that's actually him doing like the solo and the bridge. That's Oscar.
Okay.
But yeah,
Hmm.
but everything is it's still,
Okay,
it's
you,
still
you,
me.
you- I guess, yeah, yeah. You still can make the scaffolding. You still, lay the groundwork, and then you get now the things. Because what I also noticed is, like Battery Tongue, I can hear and don't get it wrong. The production value is, it could be better. Let's put it this way,
Yeah,
and and
that was yeah, for my laptop.
and now inside is really polished, compared with that. So did you have
Thank
some
you. That
y-
was
y-
my goal.
yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, you have stepping stones. You're not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I said in the beginning. You're not falling out of the sky. You kind of get from somewhere to somewhere. And just a little anecdote from myself. As you said, you were kind of really shy performer. I was singing once in a gospel choir, and I was the only white
Okay.
person in the gospel choir, and I figured out, everyone was like, singing hallelujah and clapping and dancing and stuff, and I figured out, I'm German. I can either sing right or I can clap in the
Oh,
rhythm. So
and rhythm, yeah.
exactly, it was like, so I was really okay. Either I sing correct or I look good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was
funny.
very embarrassing. But yeah, that was me.
Well, I mean, that's a thing that you have to like kind of get used to, with like singing and like doing other,
Hmm.
like with like me and singing and playing the keyboard, like because you're trying to like do one thing, like your brain is focused on this,
Hmm.
but then,
Yep,
but yeah,
yep.
I feel you on that, definitely.
Yeah, no. So did you had some help with the mixing and mastering for Inside, because it's quite
Yes.
a step up.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah. I hired somebody to record at the studio, and then I hired somebody else to mix and master it. A lot of back and forth, like him sending me like, oh, this is how it's sounding. Do you want it to sound more like this? So it was a process. Like it took a bit of time, but it was worth it because I wanted it to sound the best that it could be. So
Hmm.
yeah, like I ideally, like I wanted it to be released like in March or so, like the beginning ish of this year. But I'm just trying to like do everything the right way now,
Hmm. Hmm.
like work with like a small label and like,
Oh yeah, let's
just
stay there, because I kind of what is you have a label at the moment? So you're signed now to something?
uh so that I can't really say
Okay,
too much
okay,
on
okay,
that
okay.
right now.
Then don't.
Okay.
I don't want to pry or something. If you don't want to talk
No,
about it, then
but
but
I will be making that like an official like announcement soon about that.
but not on my program. I got it. I got it.
Yeah,
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I'm just kidding. It's I told you before, and don't tell me anything I shouldn't know.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
But it's cool, I mean, this also will help, because the other thing, you were, or you still are at the moment, an independent artist. This is really cool,
Yes.
because you can do whatever you want. You can kind of define your rules and define the way you want to present yourself. But the downside is, of course, you are an independent artist, like so many others out there, and you kind of, to in order to pop your head above the avalanche of other music, you have to do a lot. Like you rightly said. You're going to do an announcement, and you're going to do some stuff for Instagram and social media things and posts and stuff. And I think, and I hope for you, that the whatever will come there, the label will help you with that, because this is really the annoying part. Most musicians I talk to is they want to do music. Yeah, they're in it for the music, and I guess you're the same. But you have to do all this other stuff as well. This
Oh my
promotional
God.
thing.
Yeah, totally. Like recently I like signed like a little like contract with like a manager, but he's like really starting, so it's like he's like don't expect too much out of me. This is, I
Hmm.
haven't done this before, and I'm like, hey, I've never had a manager before, so I'll take any help I can get. But like before we like signed the contract, he like had a list of questions for me, and he was just like why why do you want my help, like blah 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 and stuff like that. And I told him, I was like, you know what, I realized like I know how to make music. I
Hmm.
know how to perform. I'm a musician. What I don't know is all the other shit you're supposed to
Hmm.
do in order to be like a successful like successful,
Hmm.
like musician. You know what I mean? Like I don't know shit about like the business aspect of
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
and all that other stuff, like whether it be like networking or you know what I mean? It's like I only know how to do like the music part. And so it's like, so I need help with that,
Yep. No,
Um
I know exactly what you mean. This is the good thing and the bad thing today, that everyone can make music and release it, and it's out there. But this is also, everyone can make music, and some people just make music on their iPhones and send it out, and through DistroKid or something, they can send it to everywhere. And I'm, as a radio DJ, I get sent a lot of not so good music, let's put it nicely, and you have to sift through a lot of stuff, and in order to stand out. I mean, I always, want to put it in this perspective. It's good and bad at the same time. It's good that you don't have a barrier to put things out, but it's also bad because there is no barrier to put things out.
no, I feel you. But also too, like at the end of the day, it's like the music business. Like it's still a business, you know, like it's
Yep.
an industry,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like so it's hard like being an artist to remember that because you're just like, no, like I'm in it because I love creating, but like let's not forget it's still a business.
So this is a question you don't have to answer, and it might be a little bit intimate or something. But I guess you're not living from music right now. You know, you have a different income, so you're not a full-time artist yet, right?
No, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, but yeah, I mean, there's you know, a label on the horizon, so it will be interesting where this goes. Um, One question I haven't asked you yet is Doll Klaw. You know the name. Is there? Can you give me a reason behind it? Is there a nice or funny story, or is it just like sounding cool?
Well, I mean, it's Doll Klaw. It's kind of like a open conversation. You know, it's kind of like doll. You know, in the way of being like proper and like
Hmm. Well
feminine.
behaved and mm-hmm,
Yeah, but then
mm-hmm,
it's like claw
mm-hmm.
to like
Okay.
counteract that. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm,
it's like but then claw also as in like persevering and like pushing through and like
mm-hmm,
clawing,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you know,
Hanging
up.
on and yeah,
Yeah,
and ripping into
exact
something. Mm.
exactly. But I would like it to, I would like people to have their own definitions of
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would rather it be more like an open
Okay.
conversation piece.
No, this is another word for you. You know, I'm just showing off now. Dichotomy. This is kind of you know, you have two sides to it, and it has more than actually two sides because it hanging on, creeping in, clawing in, or you know, you know, how you. Sink into you, you know, sink their claws into you, and kind
See,
of
that's
get
what
the,
I'm saying.
so,
I
you
love
know,
all
kind
this.
of
It's like I
can go
want,
to a lot of different ways. You know, that's
yes,
okay. When this is exactly, see, we're back to the point. What art is, and art kind of should make you think, and also, oh, what does she mean? So I got this right, but I just wanted to ask you because this is exactly like you know,
awesome. Yeah, yeah.
I thought it would be. Um, Okay, one question I have is your video for Inside. This looks very professional. So how did this come about? If you want to talk
I'm
about
glad
it.
you think that. Yeah, I'm glad you
Yes,
think that because it
I'm
was
think that.
because it was just my manager because he's a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
So, he has like a decent camera,
Mm-hmm.
but he just does photos. But he was like, "Hey, I have this camera. Like, let's try, to just record some footage from it."
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what happened. It was just him with his camera in my apartment, in my building,
And the
across the street
street,
from my.
exactly. And
Yeah,
there's the
this is
street.
all my
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood. It's my neighborhood, so
Okay.
it was very DIY. So I'm glad that you thought
No, but
it looked nice.
it looks really. I mean, it's very fitting to the song, and also the color shading. Also, I mean, so he has a good eye for it,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. And he also hired like one of his friends to do the editing.
mhm,
So Logan, I can't remember his last name, but
okay, it's maybe in the video,
but
and
it's on the video. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and your video is in my Shellshocked Radio Discovery playlist.
Oh,
So
thank
yeah,
you for that.
yeah, you're very welcome. You know, this is I'm just a small little thing. You know, we talked about it. That's the good and the bad thing. You have to do something today. You know, social media wise and stuff. And I have my weekly radio show, and
Hmm.
you know, the support from the station and stuff. So, but I don't know what I want to say. I wanted to say
Well, I mean, I appreciate all the help, all
exactly
the support I could get. So
little
I'll take
steps are
it.
there.
I'll take all
Hmm.
of it, whatever. I'll take it.
Exactly, and you should. I mean, I uh, I recently had a contact, but this is not about you, with a band who yeah, it's they really think they are really big, but we are not, and
Hmm.
we kind
Oh,
of
like big ego,
yeah, they
big
have
ego.
exactly the ego is there, but the rest not so much,
Oh, to
and
match it.
yeah, so and I was like, okay, and they turned me down because I'm too small for them, and it's nothing
Aw, well,
nothing I can
that's
add.
rude.
Yeah,
That's
it's a little
rude.
bit. I mean, they said it a little bit nicer, but it was like that. And then
Uh,
I researched them a little bit, and there came some other things to light. Were really a really small number, And anyway,
yeah,
so thank
that's
you.
unfortunate on their end because it's like,
It
well,
is.
like, because okay, like there's when I first started performing as Doll Klaw, I used to take like all the shows I could get, like even
Hmm.
like backyard shows. I used
Hmm.
to perform in backyards and like all, I was taking everything because I was like, I'll get whatever support I could get. But then also, even if it was like a show where only like 10 people were at or whatever, I would always gain like at least like one new fan.
Hmm.
And that made it worthwhile for me. I was like, it was worth it. You know what I mean? And
and and it's
it's
even more worth because it's not you know that's a really good point. It's not only that you gained a fan, but also you learned how to perform better. Because the
yes.
one thing you cannot rehearse is how to perform. You can kind of try to imagine how things
But
go.
then once it's actually happening, it's a whole
It's
different thing.
exactly. You have a different audience. You have a different setup. There might be technical difficulties. There might be this and that. There might be a heckler, and you have to deal with that. This is something you can kind of try to imagine. And in this song I'm going to do
But it's
this, and
not
then
the
I'm going to
same. It's not
exactly.
the
It's
same.
never the same
Yeah,
because your adrenaline is there, and the surroundings,
exactly.
the lighting is different, and so.
Oh, I've gone through so many like mishaps during performing, and then I just like, push through it anyways, you
Mhm.
know. But yeah, you never know what's gonna happen, and the only way you could like practice being prepared for that is just by going through it.
Exactly. This is the one thing. I'm a theater performer myself, so
Oh, great.
um, thanks. I don't know if I'm really that good, but I try. Um, but the thing is, no, no, it's really what I meant. You can kind of prepare as much as and like sports people also they can do things in their head, and it helps them with their routines and stuff. But you
Yeah.
have to physically do it, and you have to put yourself out there, and. Anyway, to end this thing, even little steps will happen. You never know. I mean, I think it's silly to not take any little probability or
Yeah.
possibility you get to get somewhere, because you never know who
Yeah.
will be at this show. Even at the backyard shows,
Exactly.
somebody will see
Exactly.
you, and then, oh
You
man, you
don't you
really
don't know
touched me.
how that's gonna like ripple effect. Like that
Exactly.
will lead to this and to
Hmm.
this,
Hmm.
or like, and then also it's just like a whole part of the process. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be like, oh, like I am like a newborn child and I'm going to eat like a raw steak, or you know what I mean? Like you have
Hmm.
to like work your way up
Hmm.
there. Like, or that's how
Exactly,
I see
exactly,
it.
and this is also, a really good performer performs as good in front of 10 people than for 10,000 people, and this is
Yes.
also taking the audience
Yes.
seriously, and these guys, they have maybe paid money to see you, and then you just, you're too little, I'm not, I don't feel it
Um,
today and stuff.
I
Then
100% agree. I remember I was playing in North Hollywood at like this bar, and there wasn't really that many people there, and I was a little disappointed, but I was
mhm.
like, you know what? I was like, fuck it. And I told my drummer, and I was like, we're still gonna perform hard anyways. And I did. I was on the floor, crawling around, like I did my thing, even though there was like 5 people there. But you know what I mean? I was like, I'm still going to perform or sing like it's the last time I will be able to.
Exactly, and this, we're back to this thing. This will resonate with a audience because you give it your whole. You really love it. You really feel it, and you take them seriously. You know, you're not like, oh man, yeah, you're just 5 people, and who knows? But in these 5 people, there could be one guy who really knows another guy, and who knows?
Exactly.
And then I saw you, or years later, I saw you back then, and it was so great, and I knew And this is all. We're back to the stepping stones. You know, like I went through your catalog, and what was it? Battery Pref or something?
Battery tongue.
Battery tongue. Actually, sorry, battery tongue.
Close enough.
Yeah, it was kind of the first attempt, but at least you did something. And this is another thing I really like. You did something, because a lot of people think like, oh, I could do that and that, but nah, because when you put yourself out and you are very. I mean, I know you now only from our talk here, but I can imagine how you are on stage. This also opens you up for criticism. It's not that easy to do that, because
it's a very, very vulnerable thing, because it's very intimate and personal. Art that you create. So it's sometimes you don't want to like put yourself out there to receive any like rejection or whatever it may be. It's very personal.
Yeah, it still hurts, and the more personal you make it, the more you open your heart, the more people Doll Klaw into your heart. And this was a low-hanging fruit. It was easy to get there. But but seriously, it's in a way, as a good artist, you need to kind of personalize your music, to make it real, to make it feelable, to make it, authentic. But also this opens you up. That's what I meant when you're in a little show and there's a heckler and he's just a drunk idiot and stuff, but it still hurts you. But if you don't do that, then it's not real and not authentic, and not you don't really embody it. And so this is kind of the problem. I mean, it's a luxury problem. Nobody asks you to do it, but you do it, and then you do it right, and not just like, I played this,
But you know what? Well, you know what? I feel like also, like it would make it like that much even more like amazing when you do like go through all of that and then get to where you want to be, and you know what I mean? Like it'll just make it like that much more like delicious of a moment. Like I fucking did it. Like I put on the hard work, and look at what where I am now.
No, that's a really good point.
More appreciative.
Exactly. The fights you win without a battle, they are worthless. If you are born, rich and everything is there for you on a golden platter.
Gosh. Yes, I say this argument all the time, because I didn't grow up rich either. And I used to think that, like, when I was a kid, I used to think, like, I wonder how it would be, like, if I, had money. Or sometimes I thought if it would be better. But I'm glad I didn't, because now I am more appreciative of everything that I have.
You're not born with a silver spoon, like we say in English, not United States, but yeah. No. This is really because when you can, you're absolutely right here. I agree with you, but you went through the motions. You went, the hard road, and this makes you better, because it's kind of in a way, okay. I have 2 thoughts at once, so I have to kind of separate it. In a way, it's important that you retain your your edginess, because the whole process, you're a diamond, and it will get ground up or grinded, so it will get shaped into something more beautiful and something more better, more presentable, more, like you said now, more audience friendly. Let's put it this way. But in the same way, you still want to retain your edges a little bit, because
the uniqueness.
Exactly, your selling point. Let's if you want to like a product or something.
But then it's also like more genuine too. It'll make it more genuine, I feel, because it's like what makes it you. It's like personalized.
Yep, and this is not a sellout thing. This is more like a normal thing that happens, that you find your way of doing. Like we said with a pendulum, you were really very shy to very extreme, and now you kind of get into the middle, where you find your way of how to do it, and this is not fake, because you were both, and you kind of condense it now to a more normal. You know what I mean? To a more.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's just finding the balance.
Exactly,
the right balance.
And when we stay with a heartfelt thing of a artist, it's also, I guess, you find your way. I mean, you are Jessica, and you are always Jessica, but you're also. You're a friend, you're a lover, you're a performer, you're a musician, you're a daughter, So you have different things, and you're also finding your stage persona. And this is not fake in a way that this is you, but maybe an amplified version of the Jessica of that,
Totally.
You're different with your friends, and so I also don't think this is fake, I'm saying this because in the past I was always like, oh man, there's all these let's say rock star attitude, and I'm this guy, look at me.
Typical.
And but still there is someone, there is a
human behind.
There's a human in it, No, there's still a spark of it, and what I learned, and I think you did also through your hard work, grinding your way up to where you are now, is you shape your persona for the stage. You know what you want to present, how you want to present it. Now you get it a little bit toned down, and you have a band, and so this is all, not all the focus is on you, and this is sometimes also good, because as a solo performer, this can be crushing if everyone is if something bad happens, it's on you. Now you can say,
you don't have someone to lean back on.
Exactly, you can. So I have a mic problem, and the band can play something in the background while you fix it. This is also now you have things to deal with, but being the one focus point, you got stronger, this is Nietzsche, what doesn't kill you make you stronger, and
it's true.
That's a very important thing as well. What do I wanted to talk about? Anyway, because I don't want to stretch it out too long, but this is more because I haven't breakfast yet. I usually ask, and you already alluded a little bit to it. What were funny stage antics that happened to you when you were performing? I mean, we already talked a little bit about your performance. Is there something memorable, funny, or maybe not too gross out, or some interesting thing that happened to you while you were performing? Maybe some on your backyard shows?
As far as that, I guess I was the one being like the craziest, you know what I mean? But I mean, I could think of like this one time. So like I said, I used to just plug in my laptop with an aux, right? And I was performing at this gallery, like this art gallery place. And I don't know what happened with the audio, but it wasn't playing like how do I say? It wasn't playing all the stems for the song,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only playing like one instrument. So like in a song, I probably had like
Ah.
five different,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only
Mm-hmm.
one, and I was like, what is going on? And
Mm-hmm.
it sounded horrible. It sounded really weird, but I was just like still giving like 100% like full performance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That was probably like the only like most. But as far as like weird, I can't. I don't know. I don't know because I'm usually like the weird one, and so
Okay.
and it's like
Okay, okay, no problem. When I mean, you already told us about that, your Bleach milk carton
oh
fake
yeah.
blood
I mean,
experience.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would another thing I would do or still kind of do now. Just like get like on the floor, like on my back, and
Mm-hmm.
like get like the microphone and kind of like pretend it's like a penis, like but
Okay.
mine,
Mm-hmm.
and like pretend to masturbate. That's a weird thing, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. It depends on the audience, if you're in a little backyard show and there is I don't know, a garage sale going on and some little old ladies coming, you might disturb them a little bit more than if you
But
going to a
maybe she's a little freaky old lady. I don't
yeah, who
know.
knows? Who knows? And maybe what I want to say. You said you kind of patterned yourself a little bit like on track performance things, and I guess in these clubs is kind of like, oh, done this thousand times. It's boring.
I have stories. I've seen other like okay. I was performing in Echo Park at this gallery, and my friend who was on the same bill, she performed after me. Alice Cunt.
Hmm.
Um,
Nice
so
name.
so like what she did, like she like grabbed a beer bottle and like broke it on the floor.
Okay.
And well, we know. Okay, wait, no. Before that, she got butt ass naked and
Okay.
like tucked in her junk and
Hmm.
was just completely like, and then proceeded to grab the beer bottle, smashed it, and then she just like cut herself like actually,
Oof.
yeah,
Oof.
like on the chest, like bleeding, and then proceeded to like crawl out of the venue onto the street. That was the craziest thing I have
Yeah,
witnessed.
I would agree. That's kind of not your usually afternoon tea ceremony thing.
But
Um,
a night in LA.
you never know what happens. Somebody with a broken bottle and this scarring. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I I can only talk for myself, and I try to be open-minded. And
Yes.
art is art, and this is exactly what I told you before. This is what art should do. It should kind of provoke you. The worst thing art can do is like, oh, it's so nice. You don't like
It
elevator
doesn't make you
music or
feel
something.
anything.
Exactly. It needs to
Yeah.
even disgust you or appreciate. It needs to make a feeling in
Provoke
you, provoke
something.
something. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I would feel about that. I'm kind of. I'm more like maybe I'm a little bit older, and when I'm more like. Oh man, you can get an infection or something. I mean,
Are you okay? Do you
exactly.
need
Did you
help?
got all your tetanus shots and stuff? And are you staying healthy? And yeah, I'm a little bit. Yeah, maybe I'm not the right one for
And that's
that.
okay. That's okay. Yeah.
But
It's not
still,
for everyone.
exactly, and still, he or she got a reaction out of me, and this is all what
See?
what
And
what
I'm
matters.
still
And
talking about it. And I'm
exactly,
still talking. This
see.
was like 2 years ago.
See, and this is how it should be. I mean, it's the worst thing. It's kind of like but you get no reaction at all. It's like, elevator
Exactly.
music.
Not
I call it.
memorable. Yeah.
Exactly. If your music is played in a mall, in a shopping mall, you did something wrong. Then it's kind of really like, okay. I mean, we talked about it. You want to become a little bit more mainstream or something, but it's like if you're becoming mainstream, meaning that it's it's just kind of flatlining,
Bland.
bland. Exactly, but it's like, oh, this was this artist. I didn't know it sounded like exactly the. Maybe we can talk about this a little bit before I let you go.
Okay.
What is kind of your influences? I mean, where are you coming from music wise? What music inspires you? Which artists you are look up to? What's your idols basically?
Okay. So like, it's very interesting because when I first started Doll Klaw, like stuff that was released before Battery Tongue, that was influenced by like me trying to push myself to do what I didn't think I was capable of doing. For example, like it was easy for me to like write like depressing music and like, you know, angry stuff. And so I try to like push myself to like write poppy stuff and like happy stuff.
Okay.
Right. And then I got tired of that. And then Battery Tongue, with that, oh, my phone.
But
Oh
there's a nice
Okay,
picture
there
of
it
you.
is.
If it cuts out, there's a really nice picture of you. So it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
You're a beautiful lady, so I don't mind looking at your
Yeah.
picture.
I'm just like, anywho, so with Battery Tongue, I was heavily influenced by like death rock and like a lot of like goth rock and like goth music, like synth punk and stuff like that. But like with this newest EP, I was more influenced by more like indie pop type of stuff, like more like beach house, more like because I trying to stay true to like my dark wave like roots, but then also bring in like those elements as well. You know, but at the end of the day, like Doll Klaw was really like influenced by like 80s music, like 100%. Like all like Devo is my favorite band, hands down. I cried when I saw them perform at Desert Days. I was crying right in the front, crying. But yeah, I mean, I would have to like write down a list of my influences. It would take a while.
I see. So there was an interesting thing you just said, and I just would like to bounce it back to you a little bit and talk about it. I think it's harder to write happy songs. You know, you try to play
Right?
to write happy songs, but happy songs are not coming so easy. At least, I mean, I'm feeling the same. It's easier if you're sad, if your heart is wounded, if you're
You
just
know
broken up
why?
with someone. Yeah, just tell me why.
You know why? Because no, because well, at least with me, you know, when I am like creating music, it's like me venting. You know, it's me releasing something that needs to be released in the only way that I know how to, you know, like the easiest way. You know what I'm saying? So like it's when I'm happy, I mean, it doesn't flow as easily from like, for example, like when I'm sad and you know, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I think that's why. Because
Yeah,
you're like
I think.
trying to like release it,
Yeah, you need a little bit like
process it.
anger. You need a little bit like a volcano who kind of needs a eruption and something needs to boil up to get out. And if you're happy, you're just it's already out there, and so
it
it's
to
harder
like
to
put it
contain also.
exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But then like those emotions like anger, like that's such like a passionate and strong emotion, and it's easy to just like, you know, translate it into a song because it's so strong.
Okay. So, thank you very much. This was a
Thank
nice
you.
one last question I usually ask, but sorry, it might be a little bit how do I phrase it best? Usually I ask, did you perform with any artist you were kind of starstruck? But I was thinking of your backyard performances. I guess there was no one you were really in awe about while you were performing there. But did you meet
Well,
anyone of your heroes, or
yes,
what kind of made you
actually.
speechless? Okay, perfect.
So I also play synth, synthesizer for
Hmm.
my friend's band Death Dance. I help him do live performances,
Hmm.
and we did a show for Light Asylum in San Diego. So Shannon F, like I, adore her. So the first time I met her, I was completely like starstruck, but like try to play it cool,
Yeah,
like
of course,
it's
like
just like
man, like
yeah, it's like
me,
oh
Hi,
hey,
oh hi, hi, how are you? Yeah, I like your stuff. It's good. It's okay.
this is what happened when I first met her. I was at Lovecraft Bar in Portland,
Mm-hmm.
and we were touring, and we played a show there. And she lives there, so she went out to watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like exiting the bar, and I opened the door, and I saw her, and I was like, I had to like close the door, and I was like, holy shit! And I was like, okay,
Take a
Jessica,
deep breath and
stay
like
cool.
play it
Yeah, I was
cool.
like, you got this. And I opened it, and I was like, and then Jerry, my friend from Death Dance, he like introduced me, and I was like, "Oh hi," like all trying to be as
Mm-hmm.
composed.
I
And
didn't
then
know who
when
you
it,
are.
yeah,
I didn't know. Yeah, that's you. Oh, yeah. I heard one of your songs. It was okay. Well, could be better, but
yeah, and
yeah.
then and then I walked away, and as I walked away, I was like, "Oh God!" And I called my boyfriend. I was like, "You'll never know who I was just talking to." And then I I ended up spending the night. Well, not spending the night, but like after we performed, we hung out at the venue, like drinking together and dancing and like singing the songs that the DJ was playing together. It was a great night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty awesome. And I have her cell phone in her cell phone number in my
Ooh,
phone. So
hello,
that was cool.
hello. Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
oh, see,
I definitely don't
see,
bug her. But
there's another question popping up now. So, is there any chance for collaborations that you do some, that you obviously have bands you admire or musicians you admire. So, do you thinking about collaborations? Because this also ties in a little bit to the getting more visibility, because sometimes when they do a remix of your song, for example, then you get kind of their fans interested as well and stuff. So I mean,
yeah, that's
it's
true.
marketing, it's promotional stuff, but it's fun. It can be fun too. It's not faking it. Also, it's kind of like paying homage to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I would totally be open for that to that. I just I don't know if the opportunity like presented itself to me, I would you know go
Hmm.
through with that. But yeah, if the opportunity does come up and I'm able to do that, if someone wants to work with me,
Hmm.
I don't know, I kind of feel awkward like reaching out to people for
Mm.
that.
But
I
your
don't
song
know.
Inside is really great. I mean, you should kind of maybe ask some of your favorite artists and just say, can you remix it? I just had I
Hmm.
don't know if you know Blue Stali or so. He remixed a song from Collide, and it's really cool. And he even approved that I put it in my playlist and stuff. So it's kind of
Okay.
you know
Yeah, I wouldn't
people.
know who to like how to go about it. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Like,
like do it like I do. Learn from me. Learn from the best, baby.
oh, okay. Let me get my notes.
no, no, no. I'm a nobody, but I reached out to you via Instagram. I said, okay, I like your songs. I like what you're doing, and I'm gonna play you on my show anyway, and put you in my playlist. So I want to get to know you, and you can do the same. Just be honest, be yourself, and this is what I really like on the date, today or the time we're living in, that I can reach people on Instagram easily.
Yes.
I can just, most of them ignore me, of course. But that's fine. But let's talk about the other band I was telling you about,
Oh
because
yeah.
some people were really
No,
okay. You
that's
get you
mean.
you get
I don't like mean people.
exactly, but I don't mind. That's because these big guys, they get a lot of questions, and everyone wants to talk with them and just say, I like your stuff, and so and you will
But you
be
know what? Oh, no,
no,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say like you never know like who you might be asking in the future for help. You know what I mean? Like you never
Exactly.
know what that person might end up doing, and
Hmm.
then but if
Hmm.
like you need their help for something or want to work with them
Hmm.
because but then like maybe you would have messed up your opportunity for that because maybe you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like you
Exactly.
never
No,
know.
exactly. So I don't see the point that, you know, I would be very happy if you are very successful. If you make it big. Why would I would not be happy for you? I I played once with a guy in a band. I'm a bass player by trade, in a band who made it big later on. He plays now in Heaven Shall Burn. This is a metal core stuff, and they played for
Cool.
in front of 40,000 people on Wacken.
Uh,
And we kicked him out of the band back then. Because he was too bad back. He really cleaned up his stuff,
oh.
and was really he's really good. And he's a nice guy, but he was just very unreliable back then. And so
Okay.
my point is, I'm very happy for him. This takes nothing away from your success or from other people's success. If you are happy for people, who knows? We're talking now. You might be a mega star next year, or in 10 years or so, and then I can say, I talked with her. I talked with her. And maybe when you're on Europe tour in Europe, then back then, here you have a VIP pass, and we can chat a little bit. I have 5 minutes for you, and so you never know. I mean, but
That's true. You never know. You never know.
exactly, and this is. I mean, I know you now a little bit, and you're living, you're feeling it, and you're really in it. So I wish you all the best with it, because
Thank you. I
you're
wish you the best too with everything you're doing.
Thank you, thank you. Because you're genuine. You're not faking it. You're just doing what you really love, and this is the most important thing with everything in life. I mean, do it for the right reasons. You're not in it for the money and stuff. You wouldn't mind, I'm pretty sure, if you could, yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. But
Yeah. I
exactly,
cannot
you wouldn't
deny
say
you.
no. I would get me nice earrings and a nice cool video and whatever. Exactly, so no, and that's fine, um, and we talked about it. You it's a hard earned success. It's not like you're
Yes.
coming out swinging, and mom and dad gave you 1 million, and just do whatever you want to do. You did the backyard shows, and you did the fake blood, and so you earned your way
Yeah.
up. You worked your way up, and that's absolutely fine. Anyway, my point is, yes, reach out to these people. Just try, and you will get rejected or ignored, and that's absolutely fine. But you don't know who will, get back to you.
Yeah. You're
Just
right.
just do
You're
it.
right.
Just do
You're
it.
right.
You have nothing. The other things, you have nothing to lose. You have everything to
That's
gain, but nothing to lose. And you have a great song out there with a nice video, and this is something you can showcase. You can kind of, okay, this is what I have, and this is my last question now for you. Um, what can we expect from Doll Klaw in the future? There's hopefully more songs on the horizon, and
yes.
maybe a full album, because Inside is just a single, right?
Yes. So Inside is a single that is a part of an upcoming EP that will be released February 2021. So
Okay.
just in a couple months. Yes. So it's a five track EP,
Mm-hmm.
and so Inside was one single, and I will be releasing one more single, Angelica, on the 18th of December.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
This is
But
tomorrow.
and
Tomorrow. Hmm.
yes, yes. So that's the plan with that, and then I will be hopefully doing a music video for Angelica, and then oh, my phone battery is going to die.
Not
It's on no
okay,
battery. Okay.
but we're almost done. You know, we're wrapping this up now.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, February 2021 will be the full EP, and then after that, I do plan on going back into the studio because I have a list of voice memos of just like unfinished songs.
Hmm.
So I have a lot of stuff to work with. But yeah, so I do plan on keeping releasing stuff. But
Okay.
February.
Okay, perfect,
February.
perfect. And when you release it, please hit me up. You know, I would like to put it in my playlist, and also send me an MP3 so I can play it in my show, in my radio show. This would be really nice, because I think I will like it. You know, because I only play stuff I like, but I'm pretty sure, you know, if it goes the direction of Inside, I will like it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's me on the synth, me on the string bass.
Mhm.
So it's definitely the same vibe, but it's just more of a ballad. It's not like a dancey song.
Mhm.
But yeah, but hopefully you will like it.
Let's see. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, thank you very much for your time. Let's finish this before the battery dies.
I know.
And yeah, I wish you all the best, honestly. And I think you will go places because you are just, you're an energy bundle. You really, you feel it, you live it, and this is all what. No, that's not true. I wanted to say that's all what it takes. But today, you need to stand out a little bit. But there's something on the horizon about a label or something. So hopefully this will help you to rise above all this avalanche of other subpar music that is out there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. I appreciate any support I can get. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're very welcome. Okay, so have a great evening, and I will have breakfast now.